Hello and welcome to Hardware Learning, where we look stupid so you don't have to. Today we're going to talk about upgraded rear sway bars. On the last video we installed the H&R 26mm rear sway bar on the Mk7 Golf GTI. And I want to go over the reasons why you would do that. There are a few things that you can do with sway bars in general, and the goal of them is to prevent body roll and balance weight transfer front to rear. There's other things that you can do with them, I'm sure, but these are the things that I'm focused on today. So, prevent body roll. Basically, body roll is how much the car leans into a corner. And sway bars, the stiffer the sway bar, the less the car is going to lean, because it's going to want to pick up that inside tire and kind of balance out that weight transfer. Balancing weight transfer front into rear when you're cornering. If your car is understeering, that means that there's too much weight on so through a corner, all of your weight transfers to most of your weight transfers to the outside tires, and you want to balance out how much weight is transferred to the front tire and the front outside and the rear outside tire on the corner. And when you're pushing, that means that there's more weight, more traction. More weight is usually more traction in the rear tire. So with a sway bar, a stiffer rear sway bar, you're putting less weight into that rear. You're reducing grip on that rear axle overall and reducing the grip on that outside rear tire. So you're balancing how much weight is front and rear on the outside tire. If your car oversteers, that means you have too much weight on the outside front tire and you would want a stiffer front bar or a softer rear bar, vice versa, same difference. The goal of reducing overall body roll is to keep the suspension in the planned for geometry. So if your car is body rolling too much, you're going to lose camber in the tires and you're going to lose contact patch to the ground. So it's a balance of optimizing your body roll and then also balancing front to rear. And it's very common for OEM manufacturers to set the car up for a push. So basically it's safer, it's more predictable to drive a car that pushes than a car that might oversteer. Oversteering typically happens very abruptly and unpredictably and can send you spinning off into the grass or into a barrier, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So with an aftermarket rear sway bar, we're balancing out that front to rear axle weight transfer to maximize cornering efficiency. So with that said, we tested the before and after with the stock sway bar, the 20mm stock sway bar to the 26mm aftermarket sway bar, and our results were an absolute max. So logging like several cloverleaf circling, the absolute max with the stock lateral G x-axis outward was with Dan's hand calibrated in the cup holder with my phone flat on there, was 1.014 G's. With the 26mm sway bar is 1.038 G, and that doesn't look that different. So I looked at there's a moving average in the app that I used. With the stock bar it was 0.8843 G, and with the aftermarket it was 0.9527 G, and that translates to 7.7% more G through the corner, which is significant and very noticeable. The car wants to turn through a corner instead of push, and it is choice. So with that said, here's a clip of the 26mm sway bar testing. We did, disclaimer, both times we tested it with the stock and the 26mm. I would have had both clips, but when we did the stock sway bar, my battery on my camera died. But I still recorded with my phone. Both times Dan and I both in the car, and I filled up the tank So there's the same amount of weight in the car both times. It was the same day. So conditions should have been pretty good. So just installed Bilstein B14 PSS coilovers. It rides really nice, but we'll show you how to install it and then we'll see if it gets the stamp of approval. As always, subscribe, like, share, and thank you for watching. Now!